The Indian temple is conceived as a place for the self-transformation of the devotee, a place where the noise and confusion of the material world are left behind, where in the sanctified silence one may gain the knowledge of the oneness of all of creation. The earliest surviving temple is at Sanchi, next to ancient Vidisha in Madhya Pradesh. It is of the 5th century. The Vishnu temple at Deoghar, also in central India, is of the early 6th century. The temple and the sculpture upon it represent the cosmos and its eternal harmony. This is the theme which underlies early Indic religious traditions. The temple is conceived as the cosmos in miniature. The Brihat Samhita, written in the early 6th century, describes the center of the sanctum as the place for Brahman, the formless divine which pervades all that there is. Around the shrine are made manifestations of the deity in forms most closely associated with it. The sanctum sanctorum is called the Garbhagriha, or womb chamber. The womb contains the seed from which life is created. Therefore, the most sacred is found here. This is where the devotee transforms himself through the act of looking upon the image of the divinity. All that is within, and the moment of realization of the truth is that of transformation. The sight of the divine lifts the spirit to create peace and joy, taking us on the path towards realization. This transfer of grace, by looking upon the deity, is known as darshan and is common to Indic religions. The temple is a place where the cosmos is replicated and explained to the devotee. From the representation of the unmanifest eternal to the multitude of forms of the world. As time progressed, the temple became more grand and complex in its depiction of this theme. The abundance of life in the depiction of innumerable creatures of the world thickly covered the walls of the temple.
Well, the idea of the temple, the sanctum itself, is called the Garbhagriha, the womb room or the womb chamber. And the deity, in a sense, is being manifested, being born in that room, but not ending there. He, she, it, the deity, is starting in that room, yet encompassing the entire cosmos. And as with the very early altar in India, there is a sense of growth from that center that the developed temple building expresses extremely clearly in its walls and in its images.
A tower was made over the sanctum of the deity. As the number of people who visited the temple grew in size, and as provisions needed to be made for gatherings on festive occasions, a hall or mandapa was constructed before the sanctum. Both the tower and the hall developed different shapes in North and South India. In North India, a curvilinear tower in the style named Nagara was developed.
Well, the temple says many things, but the primary aim of a temple is to house the god within the sanctum and to express through the building's floor plan, ground plan, and wall structure, and tower as well, that the god is expanding into every direction of the world, not only the four cardinal directions, but infinitely upward and infinitely downward. And through that, the stepped wall of the temple expresses this idea, coming out from the center and relating in all of its measurements to the measurements of the sanctum space within. And it also is reflected in the images that come through, beginning in about the 8th century, 9th century, and really culminating with the full panoply of images by the 10th century, to be expressed on the images around the wall, especially evident in the North Indian temple form.
After the period of the Gupta Empire in the 4th and 5th centuries, the next great king of North India was Harsha, who ruled from the beginning till the middle of the 7th century. His capital was in north-central India at Kannauj, and under him was created an atmosphere of great culture and learning. After Harsha's death in the year 647, North and Central India were governed by various Rajput chiefs. Numerous temples were made in this period by the kings. They supported the learned Brahmin community and built shrines. This continued the tradition of patronage coming from ancient times and served to also legitimize their rule. Though the structures of much of this period have been destroyed in central India, there is a wealth of sculptures which brings alive a period of flourishing temple art.